human drug trials going wrong in Africa.
Every time I went in front of the camera, she surprised me.
When your subject is so powerful, all you need to do is be little careful about the fact that you don't make it very technical.
And tell us, how did you develop Human? How did it come to life?
Basically, long back, I had read an article about human drug trials going wrong in Africa, and AIDS had become an epidemic because of that, and thousands of people died, and it was bad in Africa. And I thought, what would be the status in India? And we started doing a bit of research, and we started writing it as a film. After working on it for 2-3 years, I realized that this subject is not going to be represented correctly in a film.
Right.
And that's when I met Mozez, and I gave him the script, and I told him that this is the film I've written. See what you think about it. And he came back with a thought process which was very interesting,
Right.
keeping human drug testing in the center, but a different way of looking at it. And that's how Human was born. And I think it was a good decision to not make it as a film, but make it as a little show. Because now we've been able to explore it properly and go into the depth of it and make something very interesting out of it.
It was a very interesting script, and I was completely sucked into the whole thing of human drug trials, because it was just like this brand new concept to me, actually. But when I started to read the script, I started to imagine a whole other world, which was very different from the world of the script, but set around the world of human drug trials.
Right.
So I came back to Vipul sir with what I had in my head, and I said that, I feel that we can do something else with the same idea. It was a whole new world for us as well, because as we started to get into the world of human drug trials, because it's a very real subject, even though our show is fiction, we had to have it rooted in reality. So that began like our journeys to Madhya Pradesh and meeting all kinds of activists and NGO people and victims of human drug trials, and figuring out what exactly happens, and then taking that and putting that into the document and into the script.
And your character really left me in truth in the trailer. I couldn't make out what exactly is she up to. Tell us more about playing this so exciting character in Human.
Like you correctly said, she's indecipherable. She is, in spite of me having swallowed that script and lived with her, I haven't been able to wrap my head around who Gauri Nath is. She's unpredictable. She is unlike anyone I have met, heard of, seen. She started surprising me. Every time I went in front of the camera, she surprised me. And every moment, she's like a Pandora's box. You don't know what is going to come out of it next. You don't know what is going to hit you next, as far as Gauri is concerned. How do you prepare to be a doctor? Yes, she is a doctor, but that's a part of who Gauri Nath is.
Yeah.
That's not the entirety of her. Secondly, the thing is that every doctor varies from each other because of the person they are. But yes, when we were doing this surgery sequence, we had a neurosurgeon present there, because you have to know technically and precisely how it's done. It can't just be done as and how you wish.
Vipul and Mozez, tell me, was it to actually have two female leading this project? What was the idea behind it?
So when Mozez came to me with his version, it was with both the principal characters being female, and I thought that was a great idea, because rarely we get an opportunity to write something with females as the central characters.
Yeah.
And it is very exciting to work with somebody as amazing as Shefali and Kirti. So I really got excited with the idea, and I think even the platform, Hotstar Disney, they were very excited with the idea that Shefali and Kirti can be the lead characters and we can make this show with them. And then we had some amazing actors joining in the cast. So to have female protagonists is it's a rarity in Hindi cinema.
Yeah.
But on digital world, it's a great luxury. I thought that it was a great chance for me to work with Shefali and Kirti.
I think one of the things that I think we're all proudest about in this show is that it really celebrates women power, right? We have these two female actresses who are performing these parts which could have been actually been performed by men as well.
Yes.
And they are carrying the show. And the thing is, it just shows women in all their complexities. It shows them as beautiful, it shows them as glamorous, it shows them as ugly, it shows them as dangerous, it shows them as weak, it shows them as strong, it shows them in every possible way. And I think that's one of the strengths of the show, that we managed to achieve that, and we managed to just basically say that women are no less than men. We are all equally.
How challenging was it to act as the balance on keeping the medical terms and of course making it an entertaining, thrilling show also?
I think when your subject is so powerful, all you need to do is be little careful about the fact that you don't make it very technical. And I think that we took enough care to give all the information without making it technical. We worked very hard at that aspect, that at the end of the day, a common man who doesn't have a clue about this subject or this process that happens for every or any medicine should be able to follow the show very, very easily. So that is why the writing of the script took a very, very long time, because we wanted to make sure that we made a gripping and really entertaining thriller, but with no information left out about the subject. So it was a very difficult mix to achieve. I think now audience will see it and tell us, but we believe that we've done one reasonably decent job of mixing all, and audience will find it entertainingly thrilling, and hard-hitting at the same time.
Do you think a show like this, where medical trials goes wrong, can actually add to the fear, or it will actually give a better or a bigger picture to the human trials that happens?
The thing is that firstly, we developed this, Vipul sir developed the idea for human drug trials, like he said, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was no COVID then. And I came on board at the beginning of 2019, right? Which is almost going to be 3 years now. And there was no COVID then. When we developed it, when we researched it, when we presented it to the platforms, there was no COVID then. So by the time the show got greenlit, there was no COVID. And it only came into our lives by March of 2020. That's when it really hit us that this is a reality. And but we had our story in place already. And our story was very much about human drug trials. It's completely separate from COVID. It was completely had to do with perpetuating any fears or with perpetuating any anxieties about COVID. It's a completely different story. It's just inhabits a similar world in some of the spaces. So we are telling our own story, which is about human drug trials, right? And it's very far removed from COVID. But yes, we didn't realize that it was uncanny that the whole world would get tuned into the world of medical, the world of medical is so intense that everybody's focus would become the same. So in that sense, yes, there is a similarity, but beyond that, it's got nothing to do with COVID.
Right.
In human, the drug that is getting tested on humans is a miracle drug for heart.
Yeah.
It has got nothing to do with COVID.
Right.